Good evening, and welcome to Millennium Stage. Today is World Refugee Day, and we are pleased to partner with UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, to present tonight's concert. Please welcome Carol O'Connell, Acting Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration at the U.S. State Department.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much. And thank you to UNHCR and the Kennedy Center for arranging this program. I'm delighted to be here this evening to celebrate the strength, courage, and resilience of refugees on this World Refugee Day. As we saw from UNHCR's statement this morning, the number of forcibly displaced people in the world, more than 68 million, is larger than at any other time in history. Coordinated and effective global efforts are more important than ever to support refugees and the communities around the world who host them. The United States is proud to partner with UNHCR on a range of programs worldwide that help meet refugees' basic needs in the places to which they have fled. Together, we save lives and work to forge sustainable solutions for millions who have fled persecution. We help, thanks. We help them rebuild their lives through voluntary repatriation, resettlement, and local integration. Through the generosity of all of you, the American people, your government provided over $8 billion in humanitarian assistance last year and nearly $1.5 billion to UNHCR, making the United States once again the world's singlest larger humanitarian donor. Yeah, thank you. Together we can solve challenges, create hope, and improve the lives of refugees around the world. Thank you again for being here, and I'm pleased to introduce Chris Boyan of UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency.
Hello. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you. My name is Chris Boyan, and I work for the United Nations Refugee Agency. It is a pleasure and an honor for me to be here this evening with all of you to mark World Refugee Day. I would like to begin by saying thank you. Thank you, first of all, to all of you for being here tonight for this wonderful performance we're about to hear. I would also very much like to thank the Kennedy Center for partnering with us on this day every year for many years now in support of refugees and what they go through in the world. So thank you. I would also like to thank Carol and the government of the United States of America and the American people who have always been and remain the single largest supporter of the United Nations Refugee Agency particularly, and of refugees in very difficult, challenging circumstances around the world. Thank you. Thank you to you, Carol, and to the US government. And I would, of course, like to thank Mélat, our performer today. I think you are going to be wowed by Mélat. She's an Austin, Texas native who does fantastic music, very original, very unique, and very powerful. If you give me 30 more seconds, I would like to say a couple of things. We're here on World Refugee Day, and this is an occasion that gives all of us pause, gives all of us a moment just to reflect a little bit about the refugee story, to reflect on the dignity and the courage and the resilience of refugees who are fleeing war and persecution and conflict in places all over the world. Their story is extraordinary. Every single refugee you will meet will tell you the most harrowing tales of what they have fled, and will express the deepest gratitude for the opportunity to regain possession of their lives in a new land somewhere. It's important for all of us to remember one central fact, and that is that nobody chooses to be a refugee. Refugees are people that are forced to flee their homes, to escape that violence and persecution that they face. So this is a day when we take a moment in the very complex world in which we live to think about the refugee, to think about the refugee story, and to express our support, our humanity, and our compassion for refugees, because the bravery and the resilience and the courage that refugees definitely own and possess belongs to each one of us too. That is the human story, and that is what we are here to celebrate today. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce to you and give a warm welcome to our performer this evening, Mélat from Austin, Texas. Mélat is the daughter of refugees from Ethiopia and is a fantastic musician, and I think you're going to be very pleased with what you're about to hear. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you.
It could only be for you. It could only be for you. If I could only love one thing. If I could only sing for one thing, it would be for you. Only for you. If I could only die for one thing. If I could only live for one thing, it would be for you. Only for you. Make love in the sky, even if we fall, we're still high. I give it all to you. Oh, I give it all to you. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? Good. Well, some people call me crazy. Some people call me mad. But I'm just singing about love, y'all. A love we wish we had. They tell me, baby, switch it up. No one speaks the language of love. They're all fed up. They wanna hear you tell them it's impossible, yeah. I'm singing about how I found love once in my life. I'm singing about how that same love gets in my drive, yeah. Some people call me crazy. Some people call me mad, but I'm just singing about love, y'all. We had. Let me see y'all put your hands together, please. Yeah. And even when the whole world doubts me, you'll believe me. Yeah, you'll believe me. It's gonna be okay. Till our final day. Yeah. And even when the whole world's crumbling, you'll believe me. Yeah, you'll believe me. When you find something so powerful, let them say what they want. The truth can do no wrong, yeah. If love can take you higher, why would you live with your feet on the ground? Baby, this is bigger than me, bigger than you. I'm just trying to share my religion. This is bigger than me, bigger than you. I'm just trying to How are you guys doing this evening? Wonderful, wonderful. As you guys heard, my name is Mélat, and I am from Austin, Texas, born and raised. But obviously my parents were not. They came here from Ethiopia in the 80s, along with a whole bunch of other people who were fleeing a pretty terrible situation at the time. And so when I was asked to do this show tonight, I was, as you can imagine, more than ecstatic, because I wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for people being able to find home in a land that is not their own. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart. And so I'd like to start the show off by saying thank you to UNHCR and the State Department for allowing me to do this today, and for the Kennedy Center for having me. So with that said, I'm a big believer in love. I believe that love can conquer all, and I believe that this world has more good than bad. And if we just use that love as our superpower, we can do anything. And that's what that last song was about. There was a time where I believe in love, so I write about it a lot in my songs. And there were some record executives who did not think that that was the best way for me to be writing songs. But I continued anyway, because that's what I like and that's who I am, and I think that's our superpower. So that's what that song, Revelation 8:2, is about. Yes. So y'all ready to get this party started? No, I didn't like that. That didn't sound like a party to me. Are y'all ready to get this party started? Yes, there we are. Well, let's go. So y'all putting your hands together, dancing. Don't feel constrained to your seat.
You'll put your number on this paper. You'll put your number on this paper. Holla at you.
No, I don't wanna take a picture. No, I don't want it in a frame. 'Cause we're worth more than a million, baby. And the music we make for love and then it's every day. You're hitting switches on this like you've been fixing hydraulics. And if the ceiling is ringing, then it's my body that's calling. So pick it up. Ooh, pick it up. Oh, we get all the attention, baby. Everybody knows that.
You'll put your number on this paper. You'll put your number on this paper. You'll put your number on this paper. You'll put your number on this paper.
Looking in the mirror, hey, you bet I got it, baby. 'Cause you and I are the magic hour, the best time of the day. You're hitting switches on this like you've been fixed with hydraulics. No speeding through it, just cruising, no traffic light couldn't stop it, so drive slow. And we get all the attention, baby, without even asking. Everybody knows that.
You'll put your number on this paper.
It's not so superficial, baby. With the way we love, could you blame me, baby? Could you blame me, baby? sleep no more. All I dream about is you. This bed floats above the ocean floor, surrounded by sea while I'm drowning in you. Our love was lucid, baby. Now darkness covers you head to toe. And my cup is half empty, baby. And I wanna fill it with something other than tears. You should be here, but now my cup is so black. No, I don't sleep 'cause I dream about you. Yeah, my cup is so black. No, I don't sleep 'cause I dream about you. In my dreams, it's worlds burning, tables turning, and who would have thought? Who would have thought I'd be the one who was dreaming about you when you were the one who was reaching for me? Yeah, you couldn't just be my friend. Got too comfortable and I trusted you. Hey, baby, but now my cup is so bad. No, I don't sleep 'cause I dream about you. Oh, yeah, my cup is so bad. No, I don't sleep 'cause I dream about you. Maybe you were never really, really here. Maybe what I'm feeling ain't real. Maybe I made a love like you are. 'Cause, oh, baby, that was a good love. Maybe you were never really, really here. Maybe what I'm feeling ain't real. Maybe I made a love like you are. Do I have coffee today? Because if you didn't, that's your coffee. Retrograde. I'm feeling kind of different. Oh, I know it's raining. I feel the water dripping, but I don't want to go inside. I don't need the place to hide. But this could be a test. I'm willingness to resist, but the vibes are way too strong, and I'm feeling this is now our song. Maybe I should slow down though, but But you're telling me you're in the same boat. Don't care if it's Taurus or Virgo. This is the way our vibes flow. Planets are saying our plans will fade away. 'Cause it's Mercury retrograde. I'm feeling kinda different. I know it's rain. I feel the water dripping, but I don't wanna go inside. I don't need place to align. 'Cause it's Mercury retrograde. I'm feeling kinda different. Oh, I know it's rain. I feel the water dripping, but I don't wanna go inside. I don't need the planets to align. Thank you. So that song there is called Mercury Retrograde, which basically means you're having communication issues with people and things in your life are kind of being thrown out of whack, which kind of is not fun to deal with, but good for a song. Makes a good song. But communication is key. Communication is key. It's what makes us human. We can communicate and show our compassion for one another, which is really amazing. And so we are here today, and I don't know how many of you guys are on social media, but apparently the hashtag for this is with refugees. So please use that. Please share it. And could y'all do me a favor? And since we're here on World Refugee Day, could y'all say with refugees? All right, all right. Let's try one more time. Could y'all say with refugees? With refugees. Yes, yes. All righty, well, let's pick up the pace a little bit, shall we?
All the real bad man, them step forward.
Now, this is a fun one. At least I think it's a fun one. So I hope to see you guys moving around a little bit.
All the real bad man, them step forward.
You trying to kill me, the way you set my heart racing, racing so fast I can't escape you. Oh, sweet racing, got me sweet racing. So, I was just sitting here sipping on my wine, minding my own business, so why did you have to go this way, this way, right? You trying to kill me, the way you set my heart racing, racing so fast I can't escape you. Oh, sweet racer, got me sweet racer, yeah. Racing so fast I can't escape you. Oh, sweet racer, got me sweet racer. Slow, time was passing by, oh so slow. I wish for one thing, not to be alone, and not till you decided to show. Oh no, there I go. The way my heart racing, racing so fast I can't escape you. Oh, sweet racer, got me sweet racer. baby, resuscitate me. When you give me life, I might be alright. You try to set my heart, so will you set my heart, the way you set my heart. Oh, sweet razor, got me sweet razor. I wanna see my people living a real life, doing whatever it is they feel like. Nah, 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 nah. He said, oh baby, the man tying you down. From 9 to 5, he won't let you out. But when it comes time to let it all loose, let it out, baby, come free. And spend the whole night dancing with me. He said, can you be my lady love? I said I could be your lady love. He said you drive me crazy love. I said I'll be your crazy love. Oh baby, for tonight it's always yours. We don't gotta worry about the rising of the sun. No, this party don't end until we're done. It's all the vibes, no, don't kill the mood with bad news. Only thing you gotta say is, he said, can you be my lady love? I said I could be your lady love. He said you drive me crazy love. I said I'll be your crazy love. Thank you, thank you. So how y'all doing so far? I need to check in with you guys. Y'all doing good? Y'all having a good time? Great, that's what I love to hear. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this next song before I sing it. As we all know, I'm first generation Ethiopian American. Yes. Yes. And so when I was working on a song for a couple albums ago called Maven, I wanted to make an a cappella song. Easy enough. So I turned on my little software, and I was like, okay, let me start singing this song. And first things that came out of my mouth were not English, and I was like, oh, okay. So a little side note, I speak the language of Ethiopia, which is Amharic. Yes, thank you. So the first thing that came out of my mouth was Amharic, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is the direction we're going. This is where the creativity's flowing. We'll just ride the wave and see what happens. And as the words started coming out, I realized I was talking about the names that my grandmothers used to call me. Neither of my grandmothers on my mom or dad's side ever called me by my real name, Mélat. Well, my mom's mom would always call me Moded, which means to love. And my dad's mom would call me Addisalem, which means new world. And I started singing about how, you know, these are the names that my grandmothers used to call me. And, you know, there's all these terrible things that go on in this world. And all I believe in is love. I mean, I was called to love. And so it came to me, and I was like, well, maybe this means that my purpose in life is to lead with love. And it all kind of just, it was like a wave. It didn't really happen, so like step by step. But it took me a good 2 to 3 weeks to record this song, because every time I would think of it, I would just start bawling. Because this was something I'd never thought about, and it was something that meant so much to me. And we all try to find our purpose. We try to find, why are we doing all the things that we do? Why am I making music? Why am I pursuing this thing that's so difficult? And there's a million people doing it. And I realized maybe this is my platform to lead with love. And to be here today means a lot to me, because I feel like I am living that purpose. I'm fulfilling those things, oh goodness, that that my grandmothers, and they've both passed, so it really felt like a message from beyond, you know. And so, yeah, I believe that my message is that I'm here to lead with love, and this song is called I Am, or Neng in Amharic. So this next song, it's the newest song. And it's the newest song because I wrote it specifically for World Refugee Day. Yes, yes, it is worth a clap. Sorry. You know, upon being, realizing that I was going to be doing this show, I, of course, started doing more research, because I was like, I'm going to be on a stage. I should probably, really be sure I beef up my knowledge, So I, of course, did what anyone would do and started Googling things. And I started watching videos on YouTube. I was like, okay, so what happened when my parents and, a lot of their friends had to leave? And I watched a video, and it just really hit home. You just, it's your family, so you don't really pay attention to all the little details, right? Like, that's just, my parents, they came from Ethiopia, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But you watch these people's stories, and I started watching TED Talks and all these other things, and it it really all boiled down to, this is just about human compassion, right? Like, we just people need help. They don't want to leave, They don't want to leave their homes. They don't want to leave everything they've ever known. They don't want to go to a new culture, but they have to. And when that happens, they just need some open arms, right? You just need to open your arms and embrace them, and just use common sense and love and compassion. And that's what we need to do. And thank you. Yeah, and so I wrote a song, and the first words that came to me were, I don't know how to fight, but I can only promise you love, because I don't know what else I can do. I can write a song about it, but sometimes it's just being there, being here right now, doing a tweet and having the hashtag on there so that you can join the other people and become an entire voice for these people to recognize that, yes, we will help you. We're here for you. And so one of the stats that blew my mind, 68 million people, which is more than Texas and California combined. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm from Texas. I mean, Texas is freaking huge. So yeah, I wrote this song called Open Arms, specifically for today, for World Refugee Day, in honor of those who need some open arms. So here we go.